Hey, so me and my wife went out to get some groceries. We haven't been out in 8 days. We had some equipment stored up almost 2 months ago because we started watching the news and realizing how serious this was when things got a hand on the cruise ships. So we went out with the few materials we have. I'm going to reuse what we can because we're not going to go out again. This virus, its viability on surfaces are only about 7 days. So we can reuse masks without actually having any threat of a virus being transmitted on the mask after we go out again in 7 days. We don't have to pick these masks up for another 7 days. We have a small box of rubber gloves we are now going to be throwing away every time we go out. Spray down the car, spray down the groceries. And what I did notice, obviously, nobody's wearing masks out there. And even worse yet, people are not shopping for necessities. They're going out, they're buying stuff. And they're buying stuff like they've always bought stuff. Kids, and I say kids like people underneath 20, are just hanging out at Walmart, kind of goofing off, dancing around. And there's this new number that's out, okay? And I don't know where this new number where Anthony Fauci gets 200,000 projected deaths when we are currently at a 1.4% mortality rate. Okay, so we've seen that the mortality rate was projected by the WHO at around 4%, and we know there's a lot of hidden bodies and hidden ashes there in China. So we don't really know how bad it was in China because their predicament is much different than ours. Our health systems are better, where our water and our food supply is better. So it may have been that high. So 1.4% is the conservative number. And given the fact that we have 330 million people, all right, just the rough numbers suggest about 4 million. With these new measures in effect, I pray that it's less than 1 million people. Now, even with the new measures, again, there are people going about their days like it's some sort of normal event that's happening. They are not observing a shelter-in-place order. And I can understand it. It's a new thing. We are a free country, and sometimes you just want to get out. I mean, we go for walks. We make sure we don't get too close to anybody else inside our own household. So there's the prediction. It was on the news just recently. The president was touting quite different things, saying that it could have been as high as 2 million. That's wrong. It probably could have been as high as 7 million without any shelter-in-place orders. And if you remember, all the states had to take the initiative. Absolutely every state was on its own. So what he has to take credit for is to have a document that says that this is going to be 18 months, that the professionals are saying this is going to last 18 months. And currently, he's trying to get everybody to go to their churches, go to work, and transmit this thing. And quite frankly, I don't understand why. I understand the economy is very important to him. I understand politics is a completely different world. But let's face it, people, we need to stay at home. The New Jersey governor is pleading with people, stay at home. LA's trajectory is going to be overwhelmed to capacity already at this point. By April, there's other states that are reporting, Louisiana, that they're going to be overwhelmed by April 20th. They're giving specific dates. And you have still states like South Carolina that have open beaches, okay? So this thing is going to get as bad as it can, even with some precautions in place. And I strongly believe they are not going to have a standing guard to provide quarantine. They are not going to put a lockdown on places. This is a democracy, people. And welcome to the freedom of choice. Thanks for joining. God bless.